is a temporary phase in the life of a child if treated timely. Now, that is something which I've always been saying. That is something which I've all been guiding everyone कि autism एक temporary अवस्था है, एक permanent रोग नहीं है. Finally, we have FDA saying that, and although it is not said for Ayurveda, it is not said for what I have been guiding, but at least they have one case where they saw that autism was reversed and finally they accepted it. So I would like to document to anyone from FDA who is aware of our channel. We have thousands of such cases. We have thousands of such case studies well documented with each and every detail. So now that finally you believe that a child can come out of autism, why take a single case study? Why not thousands of case studies which we do maintain over here, where with the help of the usage of Ayurveda and psychotherapy in the correct proportion, in according to the research which I did in my PhD. So when it is done in that way, a child can come out of autism. So at least finally we have FDA accepting that, we have FDA saying that autism is reversible. A fine day, I really pray to God the Almighty that they start believing in Ayurveda also, they take it seriously. They start believing in our work also. At least they take that research data which we have pretty seriously, so that so many innocent children who are tagged as being autistic, there are so many trials which are done on them, and finally many of them, despite having the entire capability of developing into a normal child, they are just left into the hands of those doing psychotherapies, those running the psychotherapy centers, or a psychiatrist or a pediatrician or a neurologist. But the worst part is that none of these themselves believe that a child can come out of autism. So when we know that during all these 24 years, there are multiple success stories who were able to say goodbye to autism with what we have been doing. That is why when the parents they believe on us, when the parents they follow what we are guiding, by the grace of Almighty, they are able to come out of autism. Again, coming back to what uh, President Trump said, that paracetamol causes neurodevelopmental problems in children, which can be linked to autism. Now, the most important thing for us to realize over here is that when we say neurodevelopmental problem, yes, in 10 to 15% of cases of autism, autism is linked to neurodevelopmental problems. But in other cases, in a lot many cases, the neurodevelopmental aspect of the child is perfectly all right, and still the child is having signs of autism, and still a child gradually develops into mild, moderate, or severe kind of autism. So it's not necessary that every case of autism will be having neurodevelopmental disorders also. So what becomes very important is that now that we know paracetamol can be the culprit, although it is believed around the globe to be one of the safest when we are to bring down the high grade fever of someone to a lower level. So there is, it should only be taken in emergency over there. Otherwise, what I've always been documenting, use ice packs, use water packs. And that is something which have been done traditionally in every household of India before paracetamol was made so much famous. And another thing which is very safe over there is Godanti. Now, Godanti, which is also known as gypsum, Godanti, Shuddha Godanti, is another substitute for Tylenol or paracetamol for bringing down the fever, which in the required dosages if taken is not at all going to cause any kind of harm for your child. So once again, it's a matter of congratulations for all the parents that finally now you do not have to fear that the FDA says that a child cannot come out of autism. Finally, FDA also says that yes, autism can be reversed. So many of you, when I travel internationally, when they ask a question to my team that if autism can be reversed, why FDA is not saying that? So you can see now, finally, FDA is saying that. The only thing is, FDA cannot say that Ayurveda is doing that. FDA doesn't believe in Ayurveda. FDA cannot say that Dr. Navdeep Sharma is doing that. FDA cannot say that NDK Nirogam Private Limited is doing that. Yes, but FDA is saying that it can be done, and that is something which should be a morale boosting thing for entire group of parents, for all of you who join us from various parts of the globe and who really feel that autism is something from which a child cannot come out.
Call now to connect with world's senior most